our focus really as a staff was about quality over quantity, guys that we felt like could come make a great impact here. And I think we certainly accomplished that by the guys that we were able to sign up. We really focused on character and size and speed, the things that matter in football. But certainly character in today's climate, I think, is really important. The kind of guys you bring into your program, I'm really excited about, the groups that we had and the players that we were able to add to us, today. There's some that I can talk about, so I'll go ahead and hop in here to quarterback. Obviously having a legacy, come join us here. Keely Smith's son, KJ, tremendous talent, has done a great job this season. Has won a lot of games and had a ton of success, and we're excited what he'll bring here. And then also somebody that he competed with in the Elite 11 and Jaron, who's, broke high school records there with Dylan in Hawaii. Has done an unbelievable job and came down to the wire there. We're really excited to be able to have both those guys in our program. Running back, we're able to add Jordan Davison and Dier. Jordan is a guy that I've been able to watch for a while here. Obviously, being in a hotbed there at Mater Dei, still playing football. We'll actually be playing against one of our other commits, Matt Johnson, here in a few days as they continue to compete. But Jordan's a tough physical runner. Has a lot that's desired in this game, and his ability to create and the way that he plays. And then Dier just finishing state championship run where he put unbelievable stats up and did some great things, for his program there. So very excited to have both those guys in our program. The amount of positions that Dier plays is something else that really sticks out to us, his position versatility and everything that he does for his team. He's just the kind of guy that you can win with. Hopping into wide out, Decorian's a guy that I love to be able to talk about. One of the things I think people don't realize when you talk about highly recruited players, one of the things that makes him so special is he came here multiple times on Saturday Night Live and was able to go out there and compete. And he's a guy that didn't have to go out there and run, and he wants to do every single drill and show everybody why he's so talented. Whether it's playing wide out or even going out there at DB or running the 40, he's the guy that wants to be involved in that. And so we're thrilled to have him in our program. One thing that we've made a priority for us here at Oregon is signing the best players from the West Coast and certainly the state of Arizona. So having a guy that selfless like Cooper Perry is a part of our team, a guy that's broken records there in the state school records and had a ton of success. Played multiple positions for his team when they were in need. Had an unbelievable season, just great family, and really excited about him. And then our last wideout, Dallas Wilson, our longest commit of this class that. Had a dream a long time ago that he'd get the opportunity to play at Oregon, and obviously a tremendous playmaker that we're really, really excited about. Hopping in the tight end, Vander is a guy that we've evaluated for a really long time. He's really on our radar, and just the way that he came on, the family that he comes from, the way he grew this past season and what he does for his team, his position flexibility, his ability to really dominate the games that he was in was a guy that was really appealing for us, and have just fallen in love with him and excited to have him in our class. And really hopping into the meet up front, the O-line, Dimitri, a guy here from the Pacific Northwest that's got tremendous size. You see him in person and you're nervous to talk to him, but he's the nicest guy you've ever met. And on the field, he's mean. And that's exactly what you want in an O-lineman. Just really special talent. We're excited to see him develop. And then Zaire, this recruiting process was a lot of fun for me, obviously on the other side of the country, but another one of those guys that dreamed of the opportunity to play at Oregon. Coach Terry did an unbelievable job building a relationship with him early. And, I remember moments throughout his recruitment where Zaire's working out at midnight in his backyard with a flashlight just so he can, continue to work and improve and get better. I'm really pleased to be able to have him as part of our team. Doug is a guy from a storied program at Bishop Gorman, national champion, competes against the best of the best every day at practice and certainly put that on film this year as one of the premier offensive linemen in the country, and thrilled to have him on our team, as well as Zach, another guy from our footprint right here in the Pacific Northwest that's absolutely torn it up this year, has turned himself into a tremendous player. A legacy and a lot of rights. He has a lot of family members that have a storied history here at Oregon as well, and thrilled. I think he's been on 4 visits in the last 16 days when it comes to official visits for this to all settle down for him and be able to have him in our program. We're really excited about that. Matt Johnson already mentioned earlier that he's still got a game to play against Mater Dei, this season. But Matt's another guy that came up here and worked out in camp several times and has grown into an unbelievable player. He's built to the right things from a character standpoint. He has a tremendous work ethic, and every time we see him on film or in person, he gets better and he gets bigger. So we're really excited about what he adds to our D-line room. On the edge, Nazir is Twitch. When you say his name, you watch this guy play. I don't know if anybody plays with more relentless effort than Nazir, and obviously also part of that modern day program. So he'll be getting the opportunity to go against Matt as well. But he's had an unbelievable season. A guy that has been a part of this class for a long time, and certainly a trendsetter and somebody we're excited to see rush the quarterback. And then most recently, Toby joining us. This is a guy that's played football for one season, and his upside, his ceiling is unbelievable. Very excited about him. Academics was a piece that's very important to him. His future beyond football is something that's very important to him, but we're very thrilled to see the growth. This guy, there's probably not anything that he does that he's not good at. It's pretty impressive to see a guy pick up football in one season and play the way that he plays. So really thrilled to have him in our program. In the back end, I think we were able to bring in the best secondary, class in the nation. Starting with a guy like Trey McNutt, who is absolutely a firecracker on the field. Wasn't afraid to be different and step outside of his footprint. But very rarely you can find a guy that can hit and have great cover skills. And Trey's certainly that guy. Did a lot of things for his team. Dorian obviously comes from great genes, unbelievable person. And this is, we talk about signing character in this class. Dorian's a guy that I'm extremely excited about and has size and speed that reminds me of some of the guys that I've coached in my past that have turned into really, really successful players and had a great season this past year. So we're thrilled to have him join us. And, our newest guy joining us, Naeem. This guy's just competitive. Whether it's coming for official visits, we play some games with guys when they come on official visits in the summer. And this guy, didn't matter what you did. I don't care if you're playing checkers. This guy beat me a couple times in what do you call it? Connect Four. I'm embarrassed to say, right? But he is a unbelievable player, and we're really thrilled to have him in our on our team. He's excited to see what he does. And then Brandon Finney, comes from a great program there with Coach Soule. He does so many different things for his team, his length, his speed. This guy's infatuated with improvement. He's already excited about getting here in the next step. And another guy that just, chose to be different, didn't want to go down the same beaten path as everyone else and pursue an opportunity that exists here at Oregon. And we're really excited about what Brandon can bring. And then most recently, Gavin Nix, inside linebacker for us from IMG, obviously a great program, but probably what sticks out to me the most about Gavin is his intent, his focus. Is a really intelligent player, which is really important at the inside linebacker position when you talk about guys wearing the green dot and being able to communicate with their teammates. Comes from a tremendous family, and just really thrilled to be able to have Gavin join our team as well. So just a little bit about this class. We'll have 15 early enrollees from this class. Really, our class is represented in 13 different states. 12 players really from our West Coast footprint. 8 guys that played multiple sports, which is something that we really look for when we're looking for guys that can come join our program. And I think we just addressed a lot of the needs that we have in our future to make this a team that can continue to compete at the highest level. So with that said, we can open it up for questions.
Jaron said today that he didn't give you guys a heads up before he committed, and you guys called and had a phone call after that. I'm just curious what that call was like and kind of what your reaction was like when you actually saw that he did flip.
Yeah, we're really excited. Yeah, and it's not very often that you get to this point and you don't know which way it's leaning or where it's at, and we really didn't necessarily know where it was at. What I did know is where Jaron's heart was this whole time, and I think the process started a little bit later here for us, but his heart was wanting to be here at Oregon, and I'm really excited about him and what he'll bring to the table for us.
On the left, Eric. Kind of staying there. Why was it appropriate to take 2 quarterbacks? Sometimes it's kind of a 1 quarterback class. This was one where you took 2.
Yeah, I think you want to challenge yourself to go take the best players, and I think we've got some really talented ones coming in. We like competitiveness across the board. And I think when you see great results, we got multiple good quarterbacks on our team right now, but you can't have one, right? Because when you have one and one gets hurt, you don't have any. Right, so it's really important that we continue to build, strengthen our program, create competition throughout our program, and that goes with every position.
Back left, Matt.
You mentioned 13 different states. Multiple guys on this list are the best player in their state. It's also the best class in school history. What do you just think of just the depth from a broad perspective this group will add for you guys?
Yeah, I'm pumped about this class, and the really people that probably don't get enough praise are all the people that are part of Oregon that aren't sitting in front of the mic, that aren't a position coach, that contribute to us, having this success. Our support staff, we talk about team recruiting, right? And we've got unbelievable relationships on our staff that were able to allow us to go get some of the best players in the nation. And that's our goal. We want to go sign the best. And I feel like this class has done that.
Dan, by my count, you flipped 7 guys in this class, and not to say you didn't have losses along the way yourself, but when you have 7 flips and you stave off potential poaching on National Signing Day, you've turned this into almost your calling card on signing day itself. What is the key to making a flip happen in your direction and fighting it off when there's reports that you could be losing guys, including on the day, and yet they don't happen?
Yeah, consistency, consistency, and having a clear vision for what you want to be able to create for guys. And I don't think there's any secret too that all these guys that signed up to be a part of what we're doing here right now recognize that they want to be a part of a winner, right? And that's what you want, right? You want guys that want to go compete, to go win. Every one of these guys isn't afraid of competition, which I think is something exciting. They all want the opportunity to be able to compete and play, but they want to go compete and play with the best. They weren't saying, okay, where's the easiest spot on the depth chart to go get involved? No, they were looking, where am I going to grow and develop the most? Where am I going to get an opportunity to compete for championships? And I think that's true for guys that joined us here as of late and guys that we were able to hold on to that other teams wanted.
Front right, Zach.
These days are fun for fans. I'm assuming they're fun for coaches. What's it like for
It's
players?
not as fun. It's fun when it's over.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're thrilled about our class, but I think some of us would love to go to sleep at some point.
That's fair. What's it like for players in the locker room, though? Because some of these players will never play with this incoming class. But what's the excitement like when you have a historic day like this?
Yeah, I think they're excited, but they're a lot more focused right now on this game that we have coming up on Saturday, and that's part of the chaos of college football. What I love about our players on our team is they do as good of a job recruiting talent to our team as anybody, right? Because they tell our story. They're the ones that tell these players, hey, yeah, this is a place that you want to be a part of. So I think they're certainly excited about it, but they're just as excited or more excited to get the opportunity to go play at Penn State and play Penn State in the Big Ten championship.
Back left, Matt.
You referenced kind of going out of your comfort zone and coming here for multiple guys. How big of a sell is that? And I guess to your point of the current players, how much does that help when you have those guys talk about that experience?
Yeah, I think, ultimately you walk into our locker room and it's a melting pot of people from all over the nation. And that's one of the things that makes Oregon so unique. If you're looking for the same, this isn't the place to get that. If you're looking for different, right? If you're looking to challenge yourself and really challenge yourself to grow, I know for myself, I grew the most of my career when I left home, right? And that's when opportunities really came and created themselves for me personally. And I think a lot of the players in our program feel the same way. Like coming to Oregon could be the best decision they ever made.
Speaking of growth, Toby is somebody who wasn't playing the sport, 6 months ago.
How about that?
Can you speak to kind of the process there and kind of seeing that evolution? And I know you talked about the high upside, but this is somebody who hasn't played the sport very long. How unusual is that?
Well, it's a good example of having strong roots in Texas and being able to lean on coaches that are able to see guys in person. And I think we have a lot of great relationships down there that kept mentioning this guy. I think he's certainly glad his mom let him play football, and he's turned into a tremendous player that, again, like I said earlier, there's not a lot of things that Toby does that he's not great at, and takes everything really serious, right? Whether it's his work in the classroom or his work on his field, he's obsessed with working out. So he's helped create himself into a player that he's become today.
James.
On the field, y'all face questions all offseason in the move to the Big Ten about physicality, line of scrimmage play, etc. You go undefeated, you're in the championship game. Off the field would be the questions of, you were recruiting at a successful level before moving to the conference, and on paper you have the #1 class in the conference, and some of it came at the cost and expense of Ohio State, Penn State, etc. What is the message that you think y'all are sending in terms of the success on the field, and yes, the success off the field in this conference right now, Dan?
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about what message we're sending. In our program, our message is that we want to have the best and compete to be the best, right? So that's our goal, here personally. What's our standard? To go get the best and to build the best class. And I've never been around a great coach that didn't have great players. So this is where it starts. Coach Saban used to always say, in the NFL, you get 1 first-round draft pick, right? But in college, you can draft as many of them as you can if you do a great job recruiting. So we're trying to do everything we can to get as many great players here to come join us and be a part of our vision.
On the right, Zach.
Jaron talked about Dylan being his favorite player, much like Marcus was Dylan's favorite player. How important was Dylan in this recruitment and bringing him in? He obviously broke a lot of Dylan's records in Hawaii. What was that like, just kind of see that process?
Yeah, I think Dylan actually saw Jaron first and mentioned him to us when he saw him at the Elite 11. He brought him back and said, "Hey, this is a guy that you guys want to take a look at." So I think he deserves a lot of credit for us, getting our eyes on Jaron first, and being able to start that relationship and start building that relationship. And then, even for Jaron to win the Marcus Mariota Award there in Hawaii most recently, there's just a lot of history that makes this make a lot of sense for him being able to join our program.
There's obviously a high concentration of really good players at every position, but I think defensive back and receiver kind of stand out just looking at the page here. Why were those two positions of priority, and maybe give us more of a feel for collectively what you think you accomplished at those two spots?
Yeah, ultimately, I think there's some people that will be leaving our program that are great players there. So there's great opportunity. There's great opportunity at those positions. And again, what we really focused on this year more than anything is quality over quantity. If there was a standard of play for us that we were looking for, a type of athlete and character that we were looking for at positions, and if guys met that standard, we want to be able to add great players. And those positions had some unbelievable players that we thought could help us.
Back left, Matt.
Mentioned quality over quantity. How did you balance the numbers for this and still be prepared to have room for the portal that opens up next week?
Yeah, I mean, that's our job. We do it every day. So continue to evaluate what we want to be able to add, and it's always about strengthening our program and seeing where we can improve.
Front left, James.
With adding to Corian, how instrumental was Rashad to that? It's the obvious connection, but can you take us into that recruitment and just how significant he was to that?
Yeah, I think part of our recruitment at Corey is we talked a lot about how many people he has great relationships with here at Oregon, and obviously Rashad was a huge part of that. But there's so many unsung heroes. Whether that's Junior, Kobe Saya, or how many people really contribute to his success. Will, I mean, this was a team recruitment for sure, and Rashad's relationship there was certainly a benefit. But Corey wanted to be a part of something special here, and it's got, like I said, unbelievable family, unbelievable athlete. I love his competitive nature, how much he wants to go out there and get better. Love the kid, so really excited that he's a part of it.
On the right, Zach.
2 of the top 3 receivers in the class. I think 3 of the top 6 cornerbacks. You talk about the quality of this class. Do you ever sit back and think about the quality of your recruiting staff? I mean, guys like Junior, guys like Hampton, and just kind of appreciate what you have here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really grateful. I think we have the best staff in America, and that's credit to them. They do an unbelievable job. They're really selfless. They want team success, and because of that, we were able to have days like today.
Back left, Matt.
You guys offered Zach, I think, in September or around there. Georgia also offered. What was the development for him from junior year to senior year for you guys to throw your hat in the ring?
Yeah, we visited with Zach about it. It's like, and he's would be the first one to acknowledge, like, talk about what he grew into as a player, and what he became. And he did an unbelievable job this offseason, working his tail off to continue to improve. He has great size, strength, and the things that you look for at the position. And then the way he put it together on tape this year was really, really impressive. He's moving a lot of bodies. He's a hard person to get around, and has a passion for this place. So was a great fit for us.
On the left, Eric. Mentioned the positional versatility with Dier. I'm curious, he's listed as a running back, but is it possible?
Yeah, I think we see him coming in and play running back, but when you see a guy like that on film, and okay, this guy's going to help us in special teams, okay, and you look at how we utilize our personnel already. We already line up running backs at times at wide out and utilize guys as kick returners and punt returners, and I mean, when you have that flexibility, I think it's really special. But with the numbers that he's put up this year, we'd be crazy not to let that guy line up in the backfield and hand it off to him. I mean, he's done some really good things.
James.
We can seg to this week in the game specifically and some personnel stuff. There was a report that Shaq will be going in. Is there anybody to the portal? That is there anybody else that you're expecting not to make the trip with?
I'm focused on the game right now. I'm focused on the guys that are here. I'm not anticipating any announcements of anything of that nature, but certainly focused on us going to the Big Ten championship.
On the right, Zach.
Talk about Dallas being your longest tenured recruit in this class. I'm curious what that process was like. Because obviously, an elite player, people are constantly trying to get him from you. There was buzz late last night, this morning, that he was not going to be with you guys. Just curious what that commitment like and how that ended up.
Yeah, I'm just really proud of Dallas, knowing that what he wanted. And when you're a talented player, there's going to be a lot of people that want you. And Dallas is an extremely talented player, but the relationship mattered. I think his dream, mattered to him. What he wanted to be able to accomplish is a place he's dreamed about for a long time. And to see his journey to get here through some of the adversity he's faced really, really impressive. But there were strong relationships there. I think, it's a matter of him being able to sit down and think through, all the details. But this guy's held true, and for a long time, really proud of him for being able to do that.
Two more on the left, James.
For the game specifically, with the 4-game redshirt rule alleviated for some of the guys who are sitting on 4, where they stand in terms of
Yeah, that gives us the opportunity to play some more guys. So I think you'll see some guys out there.
So I'm asking.
I'm not going to answer which guys, but you could see some guys out there that have not. We'll see how practice looks tomorrow.
Last question, back left, Matt.
What are the traits that you're going to look for a guy to add, whether it's the next couple days or in February?
As far as like additions to our team,
Yeah, from a high school.
really
high
good,
school
really good football players. It's the number one trait. Really good football players with great character.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
You bet.